Good morning and welcome back to another video. It is 4 a.m. and I'm in an industrial estate. Loaded at Liverpool last night and I got down to here. I'm taking this back down to Clumpton and then I've got a farm to do and I'm not sure if it's the first load of harvest or not. Quite late in the year, so hopefully. I'm just going to go out and do my daily checks and then I can go.
I check underneath the bonnet and all around the truck for any defects that I can find. Fortunately, there are no defects, but yet again this week I've had a lot of mucky loads and a lot of rain. Not the sort of weather you expect from July. I do have a visor light out, which I noticed yesterday, and I have ordered a new one, so hopefully it will be in the yard when I get back on Friday. I've just filled out my daily checks book and now I can head back down to Clumpton. I make my way out of the industrial estate and they are doing roadworks on the way back to the motorway. So there is a little detour that I have to take, but it doesn't take me long to get up to the M6. This journey down to Clumpton is 172 miles and will take me just over 3 hours. When I get to Birmingham, I follow signs for the M5. This is a junction that is notoriously pretty busy, but because I'm up so early, I don't have a problem at all. In fact, the traffic was good all the way down until I come to a complete halt, not far from Worcester. Well, I'm not really sure what's going on here, but I have been stopped now for 8 minutes and I haven't moved at all. Something must have happened for it to have stopped all of a sudden. Who knows? I could be here for ages, I could be here 5 minutes. After around 25 minutes of just being sat in the same spot, the traffic starts to move, although it does look like a lorry may have broken down whilst waiting. It looks like they may have stopped the traffic to clear cones from overnight roadworks as a safety measure to protect the road workers. I'm running quite low on fuel at this point, so I pop in to Michael Wood Services for a refuel. Despite it being quite bright and sunny up north this morning, it seems like there's quite a heavy fog down here. I only had to wait a short time to get onto the diesel pumps, and once I've popped into the shop to pay, I can be on my way again. Despite being a bit later than I thought I would be this morning, I'm still making good time. This load should have been picked up in Liverpool this morning, but luckily I made it up there before they closed last night and got myself loaded. I stay on the M5 all the way down to junction 28 for Clumpton and swing into the feed mill to be unloaded. There's somebody who's just come off the weighbridge, so I'm not sure if he is tipping or he's tipped. I take my paperwork into the office, I take my sheet off, and then they spear the load to take a sample for quality control. Then I pull on the weighbridge, and while he's weighing me in, I'm just going to get my grain stock out ready for tipping. Once they've weighed in and they're happy with the sample that they have taken, I can make my way onto the pit. And this morning I'm on pit 2. This pit has a step so that the grill to the pit is raised, which is why I shorten my grain stock by folding it up. Once I'm on the pit, I raise my body a couple of rams. And then I can go to the back with the grain hatch handle and open the grain hatch. The grain hatch is now fully open and nothing seems to want to come out. With a full load on, I don't want to lift the body any higher, as that will put too much pressure on the back door. So instead, I lower the body right the way back down. I take the sock off and I dig it out manually, hoping to create a void in the product in the back of the trailer, so that when I lift the body again, the load will shift into the void and the load will break up, which did work a treat this time. Before I had chance to ring Wayne's about my next load, they rang me and said that I might not be going to pick up that load because it's a load of wheat and they found bugs in the wheat, so chances are I'm not going there. It's now 8:45, so I'm going to take this opportunity to have a bit of breakfast because I don't know when my next chance will be. So what I've got is some Greek yogurt with some honey. It's really nice. Once the trailer's empty, I open the back door and there's still a little bit inside. I encourage the little bit at the back out with a brush, which doesn't take too much effort, and then I can put the body right the way down so that I can sweep out properly. I still don't know what I am doing next, so I need to treat it as a complete change of commodity. Once I am happy that it's spotless, I do up my tailboard. There is still a bit of loose soil around the pit, which I will need to sweep in, and the easiest way to do that is to move the lorry forwards. Like most of the products I haul, it's quite dusty and it does get everywhere. Once it's cleared up, I just need to make my way back round to the weighbridge, passing Jan's Takeaway, who do a lovely breakfast. Once I'm back on the weighbridge, I go and see the chap in the office and he prints me out a ticket.
I've got my ticket and now I'm going to ring the office because I haven't heard anything from them.
Hi, Gemma.
Hello, all right?
Hey.
I am tipped now.
Tip. Refresh your mind, you should be able to have here to Bristol.
Okie dokie. All right, yeah. Oh. Keith's turned into a robot. Apparently Bristol or something. I've got refresh my manifest. 7517. Download. Oh, it's... Oh.
I couldn't really hear what Keith said. All I got was Bristol, and when I look at my manifest, I realise it's one of those loads that nobody likes doing. I fill out my paperwork and then I can make my way out of the industrial estate. Just make a quick detour back to the yard to get some AdBlue. And although harvest is slow, I do spot somebody silaging in the field next to me. When I get back to the yard, I quickly fill up with AdBlue and record how much I've taken before getting on my way again. Unfortunately, with this truck, I can't go a full week on one tank of AdBlue. My previous truck to this would easily go a week on one tank of AdBlue. And the truck I had before that was even better because it didn't take AdBlue at all. I don't have to go very far for my next collection, and actually it's only one junction down the M5, heading northbound. I'm going into a quarry for a load of aggregate, so it's a good job that I made the sensible decision to clean out the back of my trailer perfectly.
So I can't really show you anything as such in here, but I can explain it. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my sheet off, put my beacons on, put my front air up, because this is a quarry. If I knew I was coming in here, I probably wouldn't have chose to film today. I'd have rather have picked up some grain, because this is the sort of thing that comes on your manifest, and you think, oh no, I don't have to do that. But it is what it is, somebody's got to do it, I guess. So like most places with bulk, I have been on the weighbridge and then I've been told where I need to go to load, and I am loading 3 mil stone at the moment. And then once that's done, I will go back onto the weighbridge and I can go. The looks of things, I will be in here for about 15 minutes maximum, which is quite good. I have been loaded overweight, so I need to come over here and go onto the tipping off bay, which isn't ideal, but it happens.
Before I get out, I need to put on my high-vis trousers and jacket and all of my PPE, including hard hat, goggles and gloves that are in my side compartment. I can then get myself tipped off and back onto the weighbridge.
So as I'm leaving the quarry, I'm going to put the sheet on, turn my beacons off and put my air back down to level. I've got my ticket and now I just need to tip at Bristol.
I get back onto the M5 at junction 27 heading northbound, and from here it's about an hour and 15 minutes up to where I'm tipping in Bristol. I head over the Avonmouth Bridge and come off at the Cribbs Causeway junction. There used to be a great parking spot here for truck drivers overnight, but unfortunately some people don't like truck drivers to have a nice safe spot to park up at night, so they make sure that lorries are banned from the area. I get to the entrance of the site that I'm tipping at and I make my way down through the narrows until it opens up. Very rarely when you come down here is there anyone waiting to get in or out, but today I have both and it is absolutely rammed.
Well, it says no parking along this wall, but I kind of don't have a choice at the moment because I can't get through. I've moved up a bit now, so I'm just going to go down with my paperwork now that I'm not actually in the way, and see if I can go down and tip.
I am the only person here tipping raw materials, so luckily I can go down and tip in the bay. This is a place that supplies bagged aggregate, so what I tip here will be put into smaller bags, transported to places like your local DIY store and garden centre. I need to tip in this bay to the right, and as you can see, I don't have a lot of room to get in. As I pull up, I need to get my positioning just right so that I can get the back end of the trailer into the bay appropriately and swing the front round without ripping off my bumper as I get very close to the bays in front of me. Because it's so tight, it does take me a couple of shunts to get it in. I also don't want to be too close to the wall this side, as the only way to turn around in here is to turn left after coming out of the bay. And when I put my body up, I don't want my tailboard to scrape on the wall. When I think I'm in the right position, I do get out and check to have a look. And I also need to open my tailboard. What I don't want to do is hit this back wall with the tailboard. I don't want to hit this wall with the tailboard. Once I'm happy that I'm in the right position, I can lift the body up to tip. I want to get as much of it in the bay as I possibly can, as this will make it easier for me to get out. I pull forwards as straight as I can before turning at the very last minute. When I think I'm empty, I check my weigher and I go to the back to check that everything's out. I come back here, so basically everything is out of the trailer, but I don't want to hit that corner as I swing out, because that will swing right out. So what I'm going to do now that it's all out, I'll put the body down and then I can hopefully get out. Putting the body down means there's nothing in the bay to catch the wall. And this is why I need front air, so I can get over piles like that. And with the air right up, I can get over the pile of stone and I can leave the yard after a successful tip with no damage. To clean out, I need to go back up to the top, and I also need to ring the office to find out what I'm doing next.
Hi Jen.
Hello, alright?
You?
Yeah, I've just tipped at Bristol.
You've just tipped at Bristol. Jem has just tipped. Give me 5 minutes. He's just on the phone and I'll get him to ring you back, alright?
Okay, alright.
Alright, cheers. Bye.
Whilst I'm waiting for a phone call back, I'm going to go and clean out the back of my trailer. Firstly, I'm going to brush out all the excess stone. And because this stuff seems to stain the trailer, I get a bottle of water and put it all over the floor at the top of the trailer. Then I get the squeegee and I squeegee it all the way down through the trailer, leaving me with a nice clean floor. Then I brush any excess away at the back of the trailer, making sure there's nothing that's going to fall off on the road, before making sure that the tailboard is done up securely. And then I can go and give the office another ring.
Take it easy.
Alright.
Cheers. Bye. Bye.
Keith tells me I have a farm over in Wantage, and there are a couple of my colleagues that are already over there.
Right. So apparently Graham is on his way over there. I need to get out of here, so I'm just going to get up the lane and then find somewhere to park and ring Graham and find out where I need to go, because apparently he's there now.
I head out of the lane hoping that I don't meet anything, coming in the other direction, and I get straight back out onto the M5, heading northbound. I don't stay on the M5 for long, as I need to take the slip road for the M4 at the Almondsbury interchange, which is one of the largest motorway junctions in the country, and there are only 2 other 4-stacked motorway junctions other than this one. I stay on the M4 until junction 14 before taking the A388 going northbound. Both the other drivers that are already there had come in from the A34 as they had tipped in the opposite direction to me. And there were a couple of ways that I could have gone up to Wantage, but after looking at the map, I decided to come in this way. And apart from one little bit trying to get around parked cars and traffic coming the other way, I think this was the right route. I think there was probably a lot more traffic than normal, as one of the main routes through the town was closed. It's taken me about an hour and a half to get here, but eventually I pull it into the farm lane. And as I do, I spot another driver from Wayne's behind me. And he has also come in from a different direction, like the other 2 drivers that got here before me. This farm seems to be getting rid of a lot of its grain today, and as I pull down towards the grain store, there is already a truck backing into the shed to be loaded. And by the time I've weighed in, he'll probably be nearly finished. I haven't actually written out my ticket yet because I had to get out of that place where I was at last pretty quick because I was causing a traffic jam. So I'm just going to have to quickly write out my ticket before I go in. Just need to come down here, wait for the parsons lorry to get loaded, and then apparently I can go in. Nice and easy, hopefully. And as quick as I can take my electric sheet off, the truck pulls out of the grain store and now it is my turn. All I need to do is pull up and reverse into the same spot that he was in. By the sounds of it, they have loaded quite a few lorries today and there has been a steady stream of lorries coming in to be loaded. I am collecting a load of wheat here, and at this time of year, farmers are very keen to get their sheds empty so that they've got enough space for this year's crop. Although looking at the wheat as I came in, it looks like they do have a few weeks before that happens. I keep an eye on my weigher and I let the farmer know when the trailer is nearly full. On the last bucket, he trickles the wheat onto the trailer and I put my hand up to let him know when it is full. One of my colleagues, Chris, is waiting to load behind me, so I quickly get back in the cab and get back onto the weighbridge.
I'm not sure if they sample it here, so I'm not going to put my sheet on just yet, because if they sample it, then I will need the sheet off.
Myself and Chris are going to the same place to tip, but I need a break on the way back, so he'll probably beat me back down. This load is going down to Clumpton, so I head back the way that I came in. The two other drivers that came in before me went back a different way, but they weren't sure if it was any better than the way that I came in, so I decided to stick to the route that I came in, as I didn't find it too bad at all apart from the bit with the parked cars. And actually, coming out the other way wasn't as bad as going in. I head back down the A388 towards the M4, and at this point I am running very low on time. But luckily there is a motorway services not far from this junction, so I'm going to pull in there for a break and a shower. I've just got into Membry services, so I'm going to pack my shower bag and go and have a shower. It's quite hot today. I get my clean clothes together and put my towel in and I'm ready to go. I don't often stop in here and I'm not really sure what the showers are like, so I'm hoping they'll be alright. This shower actually looks quite decent. It also seems to look quite clean, which is quite rare, and I'm really glad as I feel like I need a decent shower today. See if it actually works. Oh, got me in the face. Well, it's a bit sporadic, but can't really go near it. Got me in the face, it seems to just spray out everywhere. That was actually quite a nice experience in that shower. I'm impressed. Well, that's my break over and done with, so I'm going to get out of Pete White's favourite place. Oh, no I'm not yet. I get back onto the M4 heading westbound, and I should have just about enough time to get back to Clumpton, and hopefully if the pit's free I will also be able to tip, even with this bit of traffic leading up to the Almondsby interchange, which will get me back onto the M5. And all is looking good until I get just past Portbury. The traffic slows right down and it's stop-start all the way to Weston-super-Mare. I now know that it's unlikely that I will get to tip this load today, and it's also looking unlikely that I'll make it back to Clumpton. What should have been a journey of 2 hours and 20 minutes is now a journey of around 3 hours, and I just don't have the driving time for that. So I decide to stop short at Wellington, and I head into the industrial estate to try and find a spot to park for the night. I spot one that looks nice and quiet, so I pull up quickly and reverse back in out of the way, and looking at my driving time, I've got in at the nick of time. That is me parked up, and what have I done today? 14 hours and 3/4, so quarter of an hour off of my 15-hour day, so I can have 9 hours off tonight, and I have all of 2 minutes driving time left, so I've been quite lucky, I think. I am getting quite hungry now, and now that I'm parked up I'm just going to have a little bite to eat. I have a chicken salad today, really exciting. I do like my salads, although this one is not like my normal salads, but actually looks a bit limp, and oh, what's happened to it? It's almost like it's got warm. And my fridge is on. I'm sure it'll be fine. Then I'm going to have a cup of tea and settle down. I'm settled down for the night now. I'm going to get up as soon as I can and get into the mill to get this tipped. Hopefully no one will be in front of me and I can tip straight away.
It hasn't turned out quite the way I wanted to at the end of the day, but I've still got quite a bit done today, and all in all, it's not really been too bad. Good night.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget you can get my merch at f28print.com.